It was a quiet afternoon in the small, sunlit clinic where Dr. Ramesh sat beside his young intern, Priya. Priya, Dr. Ramesh began, his voice calm but purposeful. Today, I want to talk to you about heart auscultation sites. Knowing where to listen is just as important as knowing what to listen for. He picked up a pen and began sketching a rough outline of a human chest on a notepad. There are 4 primary sites for auscultation, each corresponding to a specific heart valve. Let's start from the top. He tapped the upper right side of the chest outline. This is the aortic area. It's located at the second intercostal space on the right side of the sternum. This is where you'll best hear sounds from the aortic valve. If you're listening for murmurs from aortic stenosis, this is your spot. Dr. Ramesh's pen moved to the upper left side of the chest. Next is the pulmonic area. It's at the second intercostal space, but this time on the left side of the sternum. Here, you'll hear the pulmonary valve's activity. Listen for murmurs from pulmonary stenosis or other congenital issues. Now, let's move down to the third site. His pen traced a path to the left, at the third intercostal space. This is what we call Erb's point. It's a bit special because you can hear sounds from all the valves here, but it's particularly useful for detecting aortic regurgitation murmurs. His pen moved lower to the fourth intercostal space, still on the left side of the sternum. This is the tricuspid area. As you'd expect, this is where you listen for tricuspid valve issues. In cases of tricuspid regurgitation or stenosis, this site becomes crucial. Finally, Dr. Ramesh said as his pen landed on the fifth intercostal space at the mid-clavicular line, we have the mitral area, also known as the apex. This is where you'll hear the mitral valve most clearly. It's also where you'll place the stethoscope to hear S1, the first heart sound, the loudest. He leaned back, folding his arms with a look of satisfaction. If you master these 5 sites and understand which valve corresponds to each, you'll be well on your way to identifying heart murmurs and abnormal sounds. But remember, Priya, it's not just about knowing where to listen, it's about listening carefully and critically. Priya's eyes gleamed with newfound understanding. So, to summarize, aortic on the right, pulmonic on the left, Erb's point at the third space, tricuspid lower on the left, and mitral at the apex. She beamed with confidence. Exactly, Dr. Ramesh said, his smile widening. With renewed determination, Priya followed him, ready to translate theory into practice.